Hi there. So I'm Phil. I tend to perform positions of leadership in software engineering. I've been talking a little bit about a book that's been really influential to me throughout my career. So just sharing a few of my takeaways of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. We finally made it to the 7th habit today. So if you want to check out the other 6 habits, then check out my YouTube channel and follow me there if you want more videos like this. But we're on to the 7th habit now. So this is habit 7, and Covey calls this one Sharpening the Saw. So he describes it as balanced self-renewal. In modern terms, I would call this kind of work-life balance. Covey wrote this book back in, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. So I kind of would just call this work-life balance, and very much the focus on the life balance side of things. So balanced self-renewal is what Covey describes it as, and he says there are 4 dimensions of renewal to consider. So you should have a real balance across each of these 4 things and not just focus on one of them. The first one is physical renewal, and then there's mental renewal, there's spiritual renewal, and social or emotional renewal. So let's have a look at the first one of those now. So physical renewal is probably the one that people tend to focus on when we want to kind of get a bit fitter. So this is about exercise and nutrition. Covey actually bundles stress management into physical renewal, which is quite interesting. I would put it in the mental renewal aspect, but Covey puts stress management into physical renewal as well. But I would focus on the exercise and the nutrition side of the physical renewal dimension. So it's not about running a marathon. It's not about becoming Iron Man or anything like that. It's really just about, for me, getting out on walks, maybe going to the gym a little bit. Nutrition-wise, it's not about never eating a pizza again in your life. It's really just about those small changes to be a bit fitter, a little bit healthier, and keep yourself moving about and stuff like that. And there is this aspect of, if you're not fit and healthy, then that does have an impact on your effectiveness in other areas, not just sort of time off work sick or not being able to do things with the family because you're sick, but your ability to do things and to be productive and effective really requires physical and mental health and well-being. So the mental renewal side of it is Covey talks about, learning and personal development, so reading, and he talks about journaling, so writing things down. He talks about visualizing and planning as well. So the mental renewal side of it really is about just taking that time, maybe once a week or maybe once a month. Covey prescribes weekly in terms of planning and visualizing what you want to do in the next week to accomplish things and achieve things in the areas that you really want to make an impact, both work and personal, But for me, the mental side as well is very much learning and personal development. So historically for me, working in software engineering, that's been a lot of Udemy and Pluralsight technical courses, technical books and things like that. And as I've progressed through my career, moving more into the leadership, the management books, things like that. But the mental side as well for me is very much that mental health aspect, really measuring your mental health in terms of your stress levels and, gauging whether you need to cut back on certain things or step up on other things to make sure that your mental health is in a good place. The third dimension that Covey talks about with balanced self-renewal is spiritual. So as well as the physical aspect of going to the gym and the mental aspect of making sure that we're upskilling and that we have good mental health as well, the spiritual aspect is about values and clarifying the values and principles that are driving you. Are they the right things? Do you align with them? Are you doing things for the right reasons? And committing to those values as well. But spiritual is about meditation and things as well. So, and it's a bit of a full circle this, the meditation leads into the mental well health and is a good way to relax after you've done the physical exercise or the nutrition and had a good meal. The third dimension is social or emotional renewal. Social or emotional renewal is really about that socializing aspect, so are you spending enough time with family members, with friends, spouse, partner, things like that. It's about empathizing. So really getting in touch with your emotions and understanding your emotions and other people's as well. So your family, your friends, and helping people out as well, It's really about that in the modern sense, a lot of people volunteer or they, act as activists for a cause or something like that. And that intrinsic security as well, it's about not becoming too attached to your job. So if you lose your job, you lose your identity. Or similarly, being too attached to something else in your life, where if that was to go, and a lot of things do go at some point, you don't lose your identity as that thing goes. But it's really about social or emotional renewal is really about that service and that socializing, that community aspect. So those are the 4 dimensions of balanced self-renewal. And Covey finishes the 7th habit, Sharpen the Saw, with a diagram called the upward spiral, which starts with learn, and then it spirals around to commit. So you learn the stuff, you commit to doing it, and then you actually do it, you put it into practice. And then you look at what you want to learn again, or what you want to learn next. And you commit to doing that, and then you do that. And it's a big upward spiral that grows and helps you to grow and develop over time, So that's sharpening the saw. And the idea of sharpening the saw is if all you do is work and you focus on, doing things at work and being effective at doing things at work, you become less effective over time because you're not doing the other things that you need to in order to grow and develop personally or to keep yourself in good shape, both physically and mentally. And having that work-life balance as well, making sure that you're doing the service, the volunteering that you feel you need to in the community. And also making sure that you're doing what you need to in terms of socializing with friends and family, so that you keep in a good place and you keep them in a good place as well. So that's the 7th habit, and that brings us to the end of Covey's 7 habits of highly effective people. So hopefully that's been useful. I was thinking about next maybe doing a review of something like Peter Drucker's The Effective Executive, or maybe Jim Collins, maybe Good to Great, or something like that. So let me know if you've got any books or anything like that in this sort of genre, the sort of leadership and management genre, that you would like to hear my takeaways on. And yeah, always interested in hearing other people's as well. So leave comments if you want with the takeaways that you've had from these books. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you found it useful, and hopefully you watched the others and find them useful as well. And yeah, hopefully you tune in for some more videos on this type of books. Thank you very much. See you later.